दार्विक गिरिधारी शिशि राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यागुरु विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज शिव गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यागुरु विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत साई महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु महाभागवत शिल गौर किशोरदास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुकुर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। जय नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोसाई महाराज की जय। हृदय शुभ तिरुबार तिथि की जय। इति पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्ति बल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति भक्ति दायित माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यावल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की say Srila my mind's a bit Nityalapa Vishnu Vishnupad Shutara Bhakti Rakshat Sridhar Gosai Maharaj ki jai. All the associates of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Srila Baladev Vibhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Ramananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Gosai Pad ki jai. श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदग्ध गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। हृदय शुभ तिरुवार तिथि की जय। श्री भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोसाई महाराज की जय। हृदय शुभ विरह महोत्सव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Well, let's do a short Mangalacharan and then begin. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धांत सरस्वती विदितो पुरीय गुर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभात गगने योगो संकीर्तनाय मायावारतिमिङ्गिलो दरगतान् उद्धृत जीवानिमान् कृष्ण प्रेम सुधाभिगाहन सुखाम् प्रदत् प्रभुं तं भजे। Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudhanidin. Right. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sandho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindayai Tulsi Devai Priyayai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradevi Satyavatai Namo Namah Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's say recite the Praṇāma mantra or the in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is actually first we'll recite Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Praṇāma mantra. Let me just find it really quick. It should be here in Restream. Okay, 1 second. I'm just getting it from here. Yeah, I'm just going to put it on a Word document and we can recite it together. Okay. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya kṛpaika vittaḥ maryādā rakṣati vaiṣṇavānāṁ kṛpāvalaṁ Mādhava preṣṭha kāmī Śrī bhaktidaṁ bhāratim āśrayāmaḥ. I accept shelter at the lotus feet of the most revered Śrīmad Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, who treasures the mercy of Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Mahāprabhu as his exclusive wealth, who is the personification of following Vaishnava etiquette in its purest form, who considers the boundless mercy of Śrīmad Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāja as his life and soul, and always aspires to eternally remain his dearmost servitor, is one who fulfills and knows the most cherished desires, the manopishta of his spiritual master, and who bestows Śrī Bhakti, the topmost service, to Śrīmati Rādhika as her maidservant, to one and all, without discrimination. Śrī Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. And now let's recite from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Antya Lila chapter 11, the first verse, the Mangalacharan verse. Namami Haridasam Tam Chaitanyam Tam Chatat Prabhum Samstithang Apiyan Murtim Svanke Kritva Nanartaya. The translation is, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Haridas Thakur and his master, Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who danced with the body of Haridas Thakur on his lap. Jai Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Nama Jai Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees. Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Lalita Didi, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. I didn't see so many people there this time. Let's see. Okay, I see Vidya Lalasa Didi, Dandavat pranams. And I don't know who else is there, but yeah, pranams to whoever is watching, and also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jai Devabu, Revati Didi, Manjari Didi, Krishna Rose, everybody else. Dandavat pranams. Okay, so today we're beginning our program about almost half an hour late, which, yeah, because this time is a very crazy time for me. But yeah, today we will continue reading from the series that we were reading before on Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Vyas Puja. We read, I think, for about 5 or 6 days from the Remembrance and Separation series. And in that reading, we made it all the way up to the final pastime section. So I thought we would read from there. Yeah. And maybe we can read from there over the next few days also, I'll just read a little bit every day because I have so much on my plate right now. But yeah, I think maybe if we just read a little bit, I don't actually know how long it is. We might finish in just a couple days. We'll see. But yeah. Oh, and one thing some very shocking and sad news I just received this morning. Our Shripad Bhaktivedanta Govinda Maharaj, he passed away just in the middle of the night last night. I don't know any details, like exactly what happened. I heard from one devotee just now that he thinks it was prostate cancer. But for those of you who don't know Govinda Maharaj, actually maybe I'll just show you a picture. Let me just find a picture. Facebook. Yeah. 1 second. Here is a picture of Govinda Maharaj. So yeah, this is Govinda Maharaj. Did you hear? No, yeah. Govinda Maharaj passed away in the middle of the night last night. Bhaktivedanta Govinda Maharaj. Yeah. So yeah, this is Govinda Maharaj. He did a lot of service he did a huge service actually for our Srila Gurudev. I might be getting some of these details wrong, but so when our Srila Gurudev left the Math in what is it, 2000, sorry, my brain is not functioning right now, so excuse me if I'm like talking really strangely. But yeah, our Srila Gurudev, when he went separate from Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti in what year was that? Is that 2004, I think? So all the properties of all of our temples, like in Braj, like our Keshavji Gaudiya Math in Mathura, our Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Math in Vrindavan, our I think Durvasa Rishi Ashram also, and all those temples, Gurudev never put those temples in his own name. He just put it in the name of Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. But those were Gurudev's temples. I mean, he and so But Govinda Maharaj had set up something, Gauriya Vedanta Samiti Trust. And he has Śrīla Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja to sign on to, he got Śrīla Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja to sign on to that even. I might be getting things wrong, but this is what I understand. And so then all those temples he registered under Gauriya Vedanta Samiti Trust so that we could still have like, so then it's not actually Gauriya Vedanta Samiti. So then he saved all our mats from, otherwise we would have lost Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Mat and, Keshavji Gaudiya Mat and all that. So that was a huge service to our Srila Gurudev. I mean, I think there are court cases and stuff going on with that, but I don't think there's any chance of us ever losing those temples because of that service that Govinda Maharaj did. And he was like during the time of Srila Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he was like one of the main persons in charge of the publications with Srila Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And I heard that he was extremely dear to Srila Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja, like extremely dear to go. Yeah. And so yeah, it's very shocking, very sad news that he left. He was staying when I was in Navadvip, he would stay at our place all the time and stay there and I remember actually, anyways, whatever. Yeah, I offer my pranams to Govinda Maharaj and all the service that he performed for his Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhaman Goswami Maharaj, and also for our Srila Gurudev. And yeah, Jai. Shripad Bhaktivedanta Govinda Maharaj ki Jai. Okay, so now we will Hare Krishna and Hare Krishna. So now we will read from, yeah, that's Govinda Maharaj right there. The Remembrance and Separation series. So I think this premonition of sickness pastimes. I don't think we read this one yet. Okay, I'm going to put this on a Word doc so that we could all read it together. And this Remembrance and Separation series was first published in the Śrī Bhagavad Patrika in Hindi in the year 2018. And it unfolded over 3 volumes. Okay. Okay, so. Okay. So from time to time, upon meeting Srila Maharaj, devotees would inquire, "How is your health now?" At such times, Srila Maharaj would respond, "Now what more to say with regards to health? No matter what my physical state externally may be, there is no lack in my willpower. Now my time has come, and whenever the order arrives, I shall gladly depart. Bhajite bhajite samoy asile e deha chariya divo." In 2017, while traveling from Sri Jagannath Puri to Sri Mayapur for the purpose of Navadvip Parikrama, Srila Maharaj stayed at a place called Debra for 3 days, where, due to the fatigue experienced from travel, he contracted a mild fever. Srila Maharaj started to repeatedly say, "I do not wish to leave my body here, nor at any householder's place. As soon as possible, take me to Sri Mayapur. There I won't be worried about whatever transpires." When the servant said, "Maharajji, you have contracted fever several times before. By taking some medication, it will become all right by morning. So what is the reason for so much worry?" Srila Maharaj said, "Now we have to be on our toes all the time, as I can leave my body anytime. In my entire life, whenever I gave my word, I have never gone back on it despite 1,000 impediments. So whatever consent I have given for the programs so far is all right. But please do not accept invitations for any other programs henceforth. Even if all goes well, I wish to reside at one place and I do not wish to travel more. The servants assured, all right, Mahārāja, we will do as you desire. Bidding farewell to Śrī Mayapur. In Śrī Mayapur, Śrīla Maharaj expressed, this time I am bidding farewell to my Guru Paraparma and Śrī Mayapur, possibly because, given my present physical condition, I may not be in a position to present myself again here while still alive. However, I am satisfied that by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, even before I could leave my body, I received one place in Śrī Mayapur where I can enter Samadhi. I do not wish to be a burden on any Vaishnava. I wish to depart from this world before that. What to speak of other things? Even for my Samadhi and last rites, I do not wish to inconvenience anyone, and accordingly, I will arrange everything before departing. Wow. Complete surrender. On 2 or 3 occasions, impelled by circumstances, the servants requested Śrīla Maharaj, Maharaj, you will certainly go whenever you wish to depart from this world. We will not be able to stop you. However, we wish to submit one prayer, that you leave this world while you are still active, speaking and moving around. Please do not become silent, remaining in internal consciousness, like Śrīla Bhakti Santa Gosvāmī Mahārāja and Śrīla Bhakti Ballabhatirtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja, because it is extremely difficult for the servants to intuitively render service in that state. We are not on such an exalted platform where we can perceive your mood, your bhav. And despite knowing the words of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, Jato dekho Vaishnaver Vyavahar Dukh, Nishchoy Janiyataha Paramananda Sukh, that it is extremely painful to see Guru in such a condition. Right, so Vyavaharik Dukh means matter of fact sadness. In other words, ordinary sadness derived from shortages of worldly opulence, disease, poverty, and foolishness. So one must not, upon witnessing any tangible grief in the life of those Vaishnavas who are mature in bhajan, think that because of these circumstances they are experiencing grief and hardships. Instead, one must firmly understand the opposite, that although externally appearing to be in grief, in reality, they are experiencing the topmost bliss. In other words, they are engrossed in the happiness derived from the bliss of rendering service. Despite appearing to be steeped in material disease, they are completely detached from it, oblivious to the bodily platform, just as the lotus flower is completely untouched by the mud, despite coming from it. So they said, we are not, the servants said, we are not on such an exalted platform where we can perceive your bhav. And despite knowing the words of Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur, this verse here, that it is extremely painful to see Guru in such a condition, even though we know that you're experiencing the topmost bliss. Then Śrīla Maharaj replied, I am not independent. I am partly dependent, independent. Therefore, I will have to abide by whatever my Prabhu will desire. However, I am habituated to dovetail my desire in his desire. Tomar ichai, amar icha mishainu. So I will certainly convey your desire to the higher quarter. I have a feeling that things will unfold just as you have desired, because you are all Vaishnavas. Okay, now the next one. the last Harikatha. Actually, let's do this, bidding farewell to Jagannath Dev. Almost every year, Srila Maharaja's tickets from Delhi to Bhubaneswar were reserved 3 days prior to Snan Yatra for the purpose of visiting Jagannath Puri. In 2017, however, due to Srila Maharaj manifesting his sickness pastime, he was brought to Faridabad instead of Manasa, with a stopover at Ambala. When the tickets to Bhubaneswar were cancelled, his servants explained, "Your health is not good. Therefore, we are cancelling your program to go to Puri. Last time, due to your being unwell, so many inconveniences had to be faced. Yet somehow we managed to bring you to Delhi. So to go there to Puri in the midst of your ill health seems inappropriate. When you are there, you give darshan and speak with all the devotees, and by doing so, your condition will get worse. Besides, we go to Puri every winter by the end of December anyway." Srila Maharaj replied, "Generally, I will abide by what you all say. However, for approximately 62 years, I have gone to Puri every year for darshan of Rath Yatra in the wake of Srimad Mahaprabhu's words spoken to Shivananda Sen and the residents of Kulinagram. Prativarshe amar sab bhakta ganaloya gundichai asibe sabhai palan koriya. O Shivananda Sen, come every year and bring all my devotees with you to the Gundicha festival. I also request you to maintain all of them. Kulina gramire kohe samana koriya pratyabda asibe jatrae patal dori loya." The Lord then with great respect extended an invitation to all the inhabitants of Kulinagram, asking them to come every year, bringing silk and rope to carry Lord Jagannath during the Rath Yatra festival. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 1597 to 98. So Maharaj, Srila Bharati Maharaj continued, "One important consideration is that during the time of Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama, I was able to bid farewell to Sri Dham Mayapur, and now I wish to bid farewell to Sri Jagannath Dev as well. Therefore, please heed my words this time. You are all my Prabhus, therefore everything depends on you. After this, I shall not say anything. Whatever your desire may be, whatever you can understand, however you are inspired, act accordingly." The servants responded, "Maharaj, this time you are giving the pretext of bidding farewell. Next year, you will conceive of some other pretext." Srila Maharaj said, "Whatever you make out of it, I will not say anything." After speaking in this manner, the servants arranged for Srila Maharaj's comfortable travel to Sri Jagannath Puri. Srila Maharaj reached Puri 2 days prior to Rath Yatra. Every day, Srila Maharaj spoke Harikatha for the devotees gathered there from all over the world, and at the end, Srila Maharaj would distribute Mahaprasad with his own hands. One day, Srila Maharaj visited Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, situated at the appearance place of Srila Prabhupada, and upon entering his Guru Maharaj's bhajan kutir, he began to say in front of the servants, "I have taken leave of Guru Maharaj. Now take me to Singhadwar of Sri Jagannath Mandir. I desire to take leave of Patita Pavan Jagannath as well." After bidding farewell to Sri Jagannath Dev, Srila Maharaj returned to his bhajan kutir from Sri Jagannath Mandir. The last Harikatha. For the occasion of Srila Mahāraja's Avirbhav Tithi, Shayana Ekadashi 2017, a 2-day festival was organized in Śrī Gopinath Gaudiya Math. Almost 700 devotees attended the festival on both the days. One day prior to his Avirbhav Tithi, Srila Maharaj visited Śrī Gopinath Gaudiya Math and remained there for 3 days. Despite his extreme weakness and ill health, Srila Maharaj's Avirbhav Tithi was celebrated with great jubilance, with many senior Vaishnavas offering Pushpanjali for 2 days and everyone receiving the opportunity to worship him on the day of his Vyas Puja. Following his Vyas Puja, Srila Maharaj traveled from Bhubaneswar to Delhi, arriving at Sri Radha Madhav Gaudiya Math in Faridabad, where he began residing. Nandotsav. Before Srila Maharaj manifested his sickness pastime, he spoke Harikatha on the day of Nandotsav, as well as during the weekly Sunday program at the Faridabad Math. On the day of Nandotsav, Srila Maharaj said, "I cannot speak much. Now everything is beyond my control. However, not speaking on the important tithis constitutes an offense. Hence, I will speak a bit. The festival that is celebrated commemorating Krishna's birth is known as Nandotsav. There is no mention anywhere about the Utsav or festival of Vasudeva. This Nandotsav festival is famous for all the Vrajvasis attending this festival without any invitation. On this day, Sri Nanda Maharaj opened his treasure chest and freely gave gifts in charity to all the arriving Vrajvasis. This day is famous for dancing and singing. Replete with bliss, devotees participate in dancing and singing. This is called lasya. Among the women of Vraj, Yashoda Mata is the most plump. Even still, she danced in bliss. This is why all the devotees perform Ananda Geet, blissful singing, today. However, what to speak of participating in dancing? I don't even possess the ability to stand." Then the essence of his last Harikatha. On Sunday, August 20, 2017, Srila Maharaj spoke in his last formal Harikatha. During Srila Prabhupada's time, one day in Kolkata, a disaster presented itself. A great thunderstorm arrived, because of which many could not come to hear Harikatha. Even for those who came, it became impossible to return home. Observing this, some devotees said to our Param Gurudev, Śrīmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Thakur Prabhupada, he said, "Today is a very inauspicious day." Then Srila Prabhupada replied, "The day when there is no Harikatha is the most inauspicious day." The arrival of a thunderstorm does not make the day most inauspicious. A day spent without Harikatha is most inauspicious. Therefore, do not lead your life without Harikatha. You all are very fortunate that despite such a thunderstorm, you could be present for Harikatha. Khichdi was prepared and offered as prasad to all those present in the math. All the devotees rested in the hall of the math for the night. It is my misfortune that I have not been able to speak Harikatha daily. It is inappropriate to pass life without Harikatha. Those who are fortunate will daily perform kirtan and Harikatha. What is the true meaning of Harikatha? Only playing mridanga and performing kirtan does not constitute Harikatha. That katha which is meant only for the pleasure of Hari is called Harikatha. If katha is spoken for our own benefit, then such katha is not Harikatha. It is observed that Arjuna killed many soldiers fighting in the war. However, this was done as service to Bhagavan. On the other hand, Yudhishthira was extremely devoted to religion. In his entire life, he never engaged in any useless talk. Even still, Yudhishthira's adherence to religion is not so laudable as he lacked real surrender towards Krishna. He did not possess absolute faith in the words of Bhagavan, leaving the service of Bhagavan for the sake of truthfulness. Such thinking is impure. Bhagavan is absolute truth, or true substance. Hence, whatever is done for the sole purpose of serving Bhagavan constitutes Hari Bhakti. Okay, the final sickness pastime. One second, let me just... In this way, sequentially days were passing by. On August 26, 2017, 3 days prior to Radhashtami, Srila Maharaj manifested his sickness pastime. Whenever the topic of taking him to the hospital arose, Srila Maharaj would say, Radhashtami is coming up. Hence, it would be good to do whatever is possible here in consultation with a doctor. If the need arises, we shall go to the hospital after Radhashtami. On Radhashtami, there is a massive event being organized. Even last year, I was part of the arrangement made for Radhashtami. So this time as well, it is my immense desire to participate. However, not everything takes place as per our will because apane ichai jiva koti vancha. Koti vancha, looks like there's a word missing. Krishna icha hoy jadi tabe phal dhare. In other words, a living entity can have unlimited desires by his own will. However, those desires only get fulfilled when Krishna desires it. One day, a devotee asked Srila Maharaj, Maharaj, what are you doing? Srila Maharaj simply replied, sickness pastime. Another day, one servant asked Srila Maharaj, what is the news? Srila Maharaj replied, now the only news is that I may have to leave any time. Despite knowing the essence of his heart and words, the servant posed as being oblivious and said, Maharajji, I will also go along with you. Srila Maharaj then responded, no, you still need to perform a lot of service for the Guru Varga. The servant said, I will serve the Guru Varga while being with you. Srila Maharaj then said, no, it won't happen that way. The servant asked, what kind of place will you be going to where I cannot come? Srila Maharaj then said, where upon going, no one has to return. Yar gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. In other words, Śrī Kṛṣṇa is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, my supreme abode is such, those who reach there do not have to return to this material world. On August 29, 2017, the day of Radhashtami, around 10 a.m. on the day of Radhashtami, Srila Maharaj was taken to the hospital. As per the consultation of his disciple, Dr. Ratnesh Shukla, and another doctor at the hospital, Śrīla Maharaj was admitted. Śrīla Maharaj said many times, expressing his sadness, "As a fruit of my own karma, I had to come to the hospital on the day of Radhashtami. But what can be done? Even generally, we have to imbibe only subtle conceptions and not gross conceptions. No matter wherever we may be, we should befittingly honor the Tithi." The next morning, when a brahmachari from the mutt reached the hospital to see Śrīla Maharaj, Śrīla Maharaj began to eagerly inquire about all the details about the Radhashtami festival celebration. Like, how was the festival organized? Who all did katha and kirtan? How many people turned up? Hopefully there was no shortage of prasad, etc. When that brahmachari alerted Śrīla Maharaj, saying, "Maharajji, the hospital doctor has advised you from speaking so much." Śrīla Maharaj did not stop speaking and continued to speak about the Radhashtami festival up until that brahmachari left. After some time, Śrīla Maharaj began speaking to another servant. "Kal koroti dushkaram." Due to wicked Ravan's misdeed of abducting Sita, Ravan committed an offense at the lotus feet of Sri Ramachandra. Yet the ocean had to endure suffering by becoming the recipient of Sri Ramachandra's wrath in the form of Setu Bandha and being attached to the boundary of Ravan's Lanka. In the same way, it is appropriate for me to have come to the hospital to suffer, not being able to participate in a festival such as Radhashtami. Not being able to participate in a festival such as Radhashtami is due to my destiny. However, due to having come in contact with me, your not being able to attend the festival is like punishing the innocent. Therefore, I am feeling very shameful. Hearing this, the servant placed his head on Śrīla Maharaj's lotus feet and beseeched him to be merciful by not uttering such words. On the day after Radhashtami, Śrīla Maharaj kept asking questions to the many devotees who visited. "Is it not the Tithi of Ekadashi today?" When the devotees replied no at that time, Śrīla Maharaj repeatedly said in a grave mood, "Certainly inform me regarding Ekadashi." When the devotees repeatedly asked, "Maharajji, are you supposed to do something special on that day?" Śrīla Maharaj replied, "Yes. This Ekadashi is very important to me. Because my Avirvav was on Shayana Ekadashi at the beginning of Chaturmasya, and at the end of Chaturmasya, Anutana Ekadashi is the Avirvav of my Gurupad Padma." Then the servant asked, "So what is the connection between this and that Ekadashi?" Then Śrīla Maharaj said, "In Hari Bhakti Vilas, these Ekadashis have been mentioned as important: Shayan, Uttana, Parshva, Bhaimi. Among them, this Parshva Parivartan Ekadashi is also considered important." The servant asked, "Will you be doing something special on that day?" And Śrīla Maharaj replied, saying, "Yes." The servant said, "What?" Śrīla Maharaj then said, "Will you understand if I were to tell you everything? Therefore, please do not ask anything further. Please certainly inform me one night prior to Ekadashi about the Tithi." The servant said, "This time the fasting is on Mahadvadashi." Śrīla Maharaj said, "All right, just inform me about that." What was the deep mystery hidden behind Śrīla Maharaj's words? Who knows? Who knows what he had resolved within his mind? In the last 15 to 20 years of his life, Śrīla Maharaj was admitted to the hospital on numerous occasions due to some cause or the other. Only upon completing his treatment at the hospital would he return to the mat, with an exception when he was brought from Agartala to Kolkata, where he insisted on being taken back to the mat from the hospital. Now, on Dashami, Śrīla Maharaj repeatedly requested, "I do not wish to stay at the hospital. Take me to the mat. I do not wish to die here. I wish to leave my life heir amongst the devotees." When the servant said, "Maharajji, it is better that we leave after 1 to 2 days when you fully recover, because if after going to the mat we have to come back to the hospital, then even that is not good." However, despite the arguments, Śrīla Maharaj said, "No, whatever happens, it will be good to go to the mat. Whatever treatment is possible there, I will do. I do not wish to stay here. I must leave here." For the next hour, Śrīla Maharaj repeated this message, despite the assurances of his servant. "It is okay, Maharajji. We will talk to the doctor tomorrow morning and do as he advises." Śrīla Maharaj persisted until finally the servant said, "Maharajji, please calm down. We are taking your words seriously. But it is only possible to consult the doctor tomorrow. We will also make the doctor interact with you." Hearing this, Śrīla Maharaj appeared to be somewhat pacified. While Śrīla Maharaj was at the hospital, with doctor's permission, one servant would constantly remain with him in the ICU, even throughout the night. One night, Śrīla Maharaj began speaking in his internal consciousness. "I cannot delay any more. I will have to leave. I first have to perform Abhishek of Krishna and then of Radharani." At another point, "Look, everyone is so enthusiastically calling for my Look, everyone is so enthusiastically calling me for service," and so on. The next morning, on Mahadwadashi, upon the doctor's arrival, Śrīla Maharaj joined his palms and said, "Dr. Sahib, please give me discharge. I do not wish to stay here. I wish to die in the mat itself. Whatever you prescribe to be followed at the mat, we will all try to follow." Upon hearing the grave words of Śrīla Maharaj, the doctor said, "Please give me some time. I will notify you through your servant." After some time, he called for the servant and said, Your Gurudev is not in such a state that he will grant permission to go to the mat." Your Gurudev is not in such a state that we will grant permission to go to the mat, because upon discharge, the need may arise to put him on a ventilator at any time. So you all consider carefully beforehand whether you are agreeable to this or not. When the servant asked the doctor for his personal opinion, he submitted. In his condition, there will be no benefit of even putting him on a ventilator. Therefore, my personal opinion is that, as per his desire, he should be taken to the mat. Even then, the decision will be yours and not mine. As the servant appeared before Śrīla Maharaj to deliver the news, before he could say anything, Śrīla Maharaj said, "Look, no matter what the doctor has to say, giving precedence to my words, you should be taking me to the mat." The servant responded, "Maharajji, we will be afflicted by seeing you in this state, because the necessary apparatus for your service is not available in the mat." And Śrīla Maharaj responded, "By residing here, I will be afflicted, and by taking me to the mat, you will be afflicted. Now you consider whether you wish to see me in pain or accept the misery yourself. Now I shall not speak anything on this matter." Saying this, Śrīla Maharaj began to chant a Mahamantra. Preparing for his disappearance pastime and deciding his time of departure like Bhishma Pitamaha. September 3rd, 2017 was Shravan Mahadwadashi, the appearance day of Bhagavan Vaman and Srila Jiva Goswami, the topmost among the Shad Goswamis. When Srila Maharaj was informed about the tithi of Mahadwadashi, he said very enthusiastically, "So today is Shravan Mahadwadashi. Very good, very good." That morning, in his last conversation, Srila Maharaj said the following to one of his servants. "It is my request that you prevent the devotees from feeding me any food, any prasad, because I am experiencing inconvenience with this. And yes, if possible, take me to the mat after consulting with the doctor, and if they deny, tell them that we do not have funds to pay the hospital bill and we want to go to a specialist hospital." Seeing that the servant did not react, Srila Maharaj asked, "Do you feel that I am telling you to lie?" According to these words, Prem Dhan Vina Vyartha Daridra Jivan, we are Daridra, we are poor. And Srila Prabhupada used to refer to the mat itself as a hospital. So by going to the mat, we will be going to a specialist hospital. Therefore, in this way, we will not be speaking anything fallacious. Actually, we will be speaking the utmost truth. After speaking these words, Srila Maharaj began chanting Harinam and consequently said nothing more until he manifested his disappearance pastime. At that time, his servants understood why Srila Maharaj was repeatedly asking to be updated about the appearance of Ekadashi Tithi. After approximately 2 hours of deliberation with the hospital doctor, Srila Maharaj's servants, his doctor disciples, as well as the doctor disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and a few other important devotees unanimously agreed that the most sensible decision was to take Srila Maharaj to the mat itself. Thus, on September 3rd, on the tithi of Shravan Mahadwadashi, Srila Maharaj was brought to the mat around 10 p.m. Srila Maharaj's room in the mat was transformed into a makeshift ICU, and Srila Maharaj's doctor disciples were present with him at all times, along with his servants. Srila Maharaj's health update was broadcasted via internet, phone, and other mediums. Thus, devotees began arriving from Sridham Vrindavan, Delhi, Chandigarh, Manasa, Bengaluru, Pune, and abroad. It felt as if Srila Maharaj was present in Sridham Mayapur for Sridham Navadip Parikrama, and many devotees were endlessly presenting themselves to take his darshan. It appeared as though everyone was on holiday, with no anxiety about their profession, job, and household activities. The subject of everyone's meditation was Srila Maharaj's health and darshan. As the embodiment of Srila Maharaj's lifelong training, with an open heart, Srila Maharaj awarded darshan and physical contact to all the arriving devotees as per their respective desires without any obstacles. Whatever the different devotees expressed as their desire, be it to sit in Srila Maharaj's quarters, and recite a few stavastuti, beg for forgiveness, touch his lotus feet, or simply remain in his presence for some time, Śrīla Maharaj awarded enough opportunity to make everyone feel grateful. When a few devotees called out, Maharaj, Maharaj, close to his ears, when they said Maharaj, Maharaj, close to his ears, though Śrīla Maharaj reacted by opening his eyes and expressing something in a choked manner, due to their inability and misfortune, it was not possible for them to comprehend it. On the night of Mahadwadashi, many devotees sat outside Śrīla Maharaj's room and performed kirtan the entire night. Everyone lost their presence of mind. No one understood what to converse with the other, where to go, whom to pray to, etc. Inevitably, in such a circumstance, everyone took shelter of the exclusive instruction of Śrīmad Mahaprabhu, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. Entrance into the Madhyana Lila of Shri Radha and Krishna. On September 3rd, Shravan Mahadvadashi, Śrīla Maharaj accepted mona, silence, while fasting, and continued his mona through Monday, September 4th, the Avirbhav Tithi of Satchid Ananda Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur. On Tuesday, September 5th, choosing the Tirobhav Tithi of Namachaya Śrīla Haridas Thakur, Śrīla Maharaj manifested his disappearance pastime from this world by entering into the very special pastime that takes place in the afternoon, namely Shri Radha Kund Madhyana. Half an hour before Śrīla Maharaj entered Nityalila, his servants painted an extremely beautiful tilak, a beautiful tilak marking on his forehead. His different limbs were smeared with the dust from various pastime places of Śrī Vrindavan Dham, which was brought by one devotee. And then one portion of Jagannath Mahaprasad, brought by another devotee, was placed in Śrīla Maharaj's lotus mouth. And his favorite picture of his Guru Maharaj, which was present in his room, was placed on his heart. At that time, both the doors and windows of Śrīla Maharaj's room were flung open for the devotees to take his darshan. The approximately 150 devotees present at the mat at that time immediately understood the situation, and everyone, together in a mood of extreme separation, weeping, began loud kirtan of the Mahamantra with tear-filled eyes. For approximately 15 minutes, Śrīla Maharaj heard the kirtan of the Mahamantra sung by all the assembled devotees in an enraptured state, and at 12:26 p.m., he entered the eternal pastimes. It is not possible to describe the state of the assembled devotees. In a moment, the news about Śrīla Maharaj's departure spread all over the world, and all felt acute separation from him. And actually, when he was entering Nityalila at that very time, at that 12:26, we were also singing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. Departure on the Tithi of Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur. Śrīla Maharaj entered the eternal pastimes by choosing the disappearance Tithi of that very Śrīla Haridas Thakur, whose body Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lifted in his arms and danced with, and who is ornamented by different titles such as Siddhadeha, the preacher of the holy name. While glorifying Srila Haridas Thakur, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu appeared as if he possessed 5 mouths. On Srila Haridas Thakur's Viraha festival, Mahaprabhu promised to give benedictions to all the devotees. Those who obtained the darshan of the Vijayotsav of Haridas, those who participated by performing kirtan and dancing or in giving him samadhi, those who honored Mahaprasad during the Viraha Mahotsav, will all soon gain the favor of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. In separation from his dear devotee, lamenting, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Being merciful upon me, Śrī Kṛṣṇa gave me the association of Srila Haridas Thakur, and now by his own independent desire, he has broken that association. When Srila Haridas Thakur desired to leave this world, it was not in my power to detain him. Simply by his will, Srila Haridas Thakur gave up his life, his pran, exactly like Bhishma Pitamaha. Srila Haridas Thakur was the crown jewel on the head of this world. Without him, this world is bereft of this valuable jewel." Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu then told everyone to say, "Jai Jai Śrī Haridas, all glories to Srila Haridas Thakur," and to chant the holy name of Hari. The fact that Srila Maharaj chose this titi to enter the eternal pastimes is in itself supernatural and insinuates a message filled with deep mystery. Just as Srila Maharaj would himself express, it is not a coincidence that my Guru Pad Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Ashtotarashata Shishimad Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāja manifested the pastime of choosing to appear in this world on Uttana Akadashi. By selecting the appearance titi of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and consequently choosing to disappear from this world by selecting the Tirubhav titi of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, demonstrates his eternal relationship with these personalities. However, Bhujibe Rasika Jan, na Bhujibe Murda. Only those devotees who are fully accomplished with realization of ras can fathom this. What will those who are bereft of the realization of ras be able to understand? I'm going to just continue reading because I know I'm going way over time, but if anybody wants to, if anybody needs to go now, it's being streamed on YouTube so you can watch later. Yeah, I don't want to break this. The Samadhi ceremony. Yatra towards Sri Dham Mayapur. Following the departure of Srila Maharaj, as per the Vaishnava tradition, a few devotees organized to bathe his divine body with fresh water and adorn him with new clothes. Srila Maharaj's divine body was then adorned with tilak markings in 12 places. Srila Maharaj was brought in the Natya Mandir before the deities, where everyone received the opportunity to take his darshan. The assembled devotees sang many Gaudiya Vaishnava bhajans and chanted Harinam Sankirtan while circumambulating Srila Maharaj. By flight from Faridabad via Delhi, Srila Maharaj reached Kolkata by 12 a.m., where the brahmacharis of Śrī Mayapur's Śrī Gopinath Gaudiya Math arrived to take Srila Maharaj to Śrī Mayapur with great honor, befitting an acharya, in an elaborately decorated vehicle. Srila Maharaj reached Śrī Gopinath Gaudiya Math, located at Śrī Mayapur, at approximately 6 a.m. on September 6th. Accepting Samadhi. Before accepting Samadhi, around 10 a.m., September 6th, the day of Śrī Vishwarup Mahotsav, Śrīla Maharaj first presented himself at the lotus feet of his Shiksha Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Śrīmad Bhakti Puri Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Thereafter, with the intention of divine union with his Guru Pad Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishta Śrīmad Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and his godbrother, Nitya Lila Pravishta Śrīmad Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja, Śrīla Maharaj proceeded towards Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. This was an unprecedented sight, as many devotees assembled from various locations. Many sannyasis, brahmacharis, and other devotees of Sridham Mayapur at once followed Śrīla Maharaj, accompanied with kirtan. Through the medium of kirtan, Śrīla Maharaj informed his most worshipful Guru Padma on the subject of his arrival. Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru Adbhuta Jako Parakasha, offering his glorification by words. He informed his most worshipful Guru Padma on the subject of his arrival, offering his glorification by words. Thereafter, he met his godbrother, Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja, at his samadhi, and from there he took darshan of Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, Panchatattva, and Sri Radha Madan Mohan, who were eternally served there. Then Śrīla Mahārāja's godbrothers and almost all the devotees of Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math performs the Arati ceremony of Śrīla Maharaj. At 11:30 a.m., Śrīla Maharaj reached the courtyard of his self-appointed location of Samadhi in front of Śrī Gopinath Gaudiya Math, where his godbrothers and other present sannyasis performed his abhishek with panchamrita, Ganga water, rose water, aguru, and other articles. Then Śrīla Maharaj was adorned with fresh tilak at 12 places and a new set of clothes. So then Maharaj was adorned with fresh tilak at 12 places and a new set of clothes. The Samadhi mantra was written on his chest with sandalwood, and after offering him bhog, his arati ceremony was performed. Observing those rules and regulations which have been mentioned by Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in his Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita with reference to Śrīmad Mahaprabhu's giving samadhi to Śrīla Haridas Thakur, and in the presence of many Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Śrīla Maharaj entered samadhi in his bhajan kutir. Devotees from Sri Jagannath Puri presented Śrīla Maharaj with Sri Jagannath Dev's garment, which had Gita Govinda shlokas written on it, Mahaprasad, a brushing twig, his remnant garland, sandalwood, and so on. Being that Śrīla Maharaj's bhajan kutir was smaller in proportion to the devotees assembled there, a large LCD screen was arranged in the courtyard of the bhajan kutir, where almost all the assembled devotees were able to directly watch every aspect of Śrīla Maharaj's samadhi ceremony with great admiration and without obstacle. In this way, they all experienced great satisfaction in their hearts. Samadhi ceremony very auspiciously concluded. Just after Śrīla Maharaj put on the remnant locket of Sri Jagannath Dev, made from flowers which adorns Sri Jagannath Dev during Bada Shringar, and covered his head and face with the remnant cloth of Sri Jagannath Dev composed of Gita Govinda shlokas, a sudden rush of torrential rain accompanied by thunder was arranged by Indradev. No one had even fathomed this could occur prior to couple of muhurtas. No one had even fathomed this could occur prior to couple of muhurtas, as just hours before, when the devotees were traveling to Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math following Śrīla Maharaj's procession, the road was so hot it was difficult for the devotees to walk. And even during his abhishek and samadhi ceremony, it was difficult to sit in the sun. This mystery can only be perceived as per our respective qualification. Yet Śrīla Maharaj would personally express, whenever it rains in the beginning, middle, or especially at the end of any undertaking, everything becomes very auspicious, and inevitably, perfection and completion is achieved in that undertaking. After the Vaishnavas who were engaged in the Samadhi Seva came out, all the assembled devotees gradually formed a line, sequentially filled Śrīla Maharaj's Samadhi with the holy dust of the Dham with great honor and deep spiritual moods. Subsequently, the Samadhi area was neatly smeared, and a Gaudiya Vaishnav tilak was established on top of it, where lastly, Śrī Vrindadevi was placed. The Samadhi was nicely decorated with flowers, and sitting in front of the Samadhi, the devotees together read from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita about the pastime of the disappearance of Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur, followed by ecstatic Sankirtan. In this way, the Samadhi ceremony of Śrīla Maharaj, accompanied by Sankirtan, was completed in an extremely nice manner. Thereafter, all the assembled devotees were served Mahaprasad. Many sannyasis, brahmacharis, and grihastha devotees, and almost all the devotees who had taken shelter of Śrīla Maharaj, being extremely satisfied, remarked again and again, "In our lifetime, we have participated in the Samadhi ceremony of many senior acharyas and Gaudiya Vaishnav Guru Vargas. However, the orderly, wonderful, and well-planned manner in which Śrīla Maharaj accepted Samadhi, however much we glorify it, it would be less. It's not possible to glorify how beautifully it was all performed." Viraha Mahotsav celebrated at different places. Śrīla Maharaj's Viraha Mahotsav was celebrated in India as well as at many places abroad. On September 7th, the Viraha Mahotsav was organized at Sridham Mayapur in front of Śrīla Maharaj's Samadhi. And on September 8th, at Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, Sridham Mayapur. September 9th, at Śrī Jagannath Puri, Śrī Gopinath Gaudiya Math, located at Chakratirtha. September 10th, at Jai Śrī Damodar Gaudiya Math, and at Śrī Giriraj Govardhan Gaudiya Math, situated in Maryādā, Australia. September 17th, at the disappearance place of Śrīla Maharaj, Śrī Radha Madhav Gaudiya Math, Faridabad. September 20th, at Manasa. September 21st, at Jalandhar. September 22nd, Ludhiana. October 6th, at Śrī Vinod Bani Gaudiya Math, Śrī Vrindavan. October 16th, and the 30th to the 31st, at Śrī Gopinath Bhavan, Śrī Vrindavan. November 4th, at Śrī Radha Kund. November 12th, at Ambala. December 2nd, at Gurugram. December 10th, at Chandigarh, Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. And December 26th, at Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaudiya Math, located at Himachal Dangadi Hamirpur. All these places, notable Gaudiya Vaishnavas glorified the exemplary character of Śrīla Maharaj in an extremely sweet manner. Because of limitation of space, I am refraining from explaining it elaborately. Separation from Gurudev. And we'll end with this. Sorry. Separation from Gurudev only in proportion to one's endeavor to nicely understand his conceptions, ideal, and words. After Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj entered the eternal pastimes, Śrīla Maharaj said the following while offering his spoken glorification at his lotus feet. The meaning of samadhi is to become absorbed in the service of nitya vastu, the eternal object, in fixed mind and consciousness. This is referred to as entering the eternal pastimes of Bhagavan. Following the disappearance of Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, who factually experiences separation from him? One will experience separation from Gurudev to the extent one has endeavored to nicely understand Gurudev's conceptions, ideal, and words. Viraha means vipralamba. In other words, having remembrance of Gurudev at every moment. Whether or not one is experiencing separation from Gurudev is not known by words, but by that individual's conduct following the departure of Gurudev. It is not that everyone will experience the same degree of separation. Humility may manifest in someone's heart upon singing the kirtan of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Jaya Nila Premadana Karuna Prachur, lamenting, "Oh, what should be the state in separation, and what is my actual state? I am not even experiencing an iota of separation after my Gurudev's departure." Someone else will recall how, in separation from Śrī Kṛṣṇa, Arjuna was not able to hold even his Gandiva bow, yet every day I am doing the same thing which I was doing before, and will continue to do. In reality, only someone who is following the conceptions of Gurudev experiences factual separation. The separation mood that the people of this world exhibit by wailing is only temporary, because factually, Viraha Tattva is eternal and must be maintained eternally. In other words, one will have to become strongly determined and very enthusiastic in following the ideal Gurudev followed during his lifetime. The conception of Gurudev is non-different from that of Sri Rupa Raghunath and Srila Narottam Das Thakur. It is not independent of them. In this world of fruitive activities, one is always endeavoring for religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. And upon leaving his body, all his sons equally inherit his wealth. However, in the realm of bhakti, especially in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, by completely abandoning the four goals of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, the devotees accept the topmost goal of Krishna prema to be their only goal of life. When they leave this world, their only wealth is their ideal, their precepts and teachings connected to the topmost goal, Krishna prema. That is why one can only acquire the unlimited transcendental wealth of his Gurudev to the extent that he is surrendered to him. Śrīla Maharaj was the follower of the precepts and teachings of pure bhakti personified by the verse, Anyabhilashita Shunyam. Following the footsteps of the intimate servants of Śrīmati Rādhika and remaining fixed in the conceptions of Śrīmad Mahaprabhu, he was aware of how the gopis were prepared to offer their foot dust to Śrī Kṛṣṇa, even at the expense of having to reside in hell eternally. Furthermore, he understood how those gopis, who did not follow in the footsteps of Anukul Shakti Śrīmati Radharani, but instead went ahead in search of Śrī Kṛṣṇa, found only Śrī Kṛṣṇa's four-handed form at Paitagram, whereas those gopis who followed behind Śrīmati Radharani were fortunate to obtain the darshan of Śrī Kṛṣṇa's two-handed form. Therefore, the ideal of pure bhakti that Śrīla Maharaj has left is his factual wealth. The ideal of pure bhakti that Śrīla Maharaj has left is his factual wealth. And however much one wishes to draw from this wealth, one can do so. No one will object or create any kind of obstacle. One meaning of samadhi: to take up complete silence. In the year 2016, during the Brajmandal Parikrama at Śrī Giridhari Gauriya situated at Govardhan, on the occasion of the grand festival of the inauguration of the Pushpa Samadhi Mandir and Shri Prakash Vigraha, the manifestation in the form of deity of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Śrīla Maharaj awarded us his holy association, and in his offering, he said the following: Shri Gurudev is eternal, an eternal object. Sorry, Shri Gurudev is eternal. An eternal object was there yesterday and is not there today. Such a proposition is never ever possible. Therefore, Shri Gurudev was there yesterday, is present today, and will remain and will forever remain. This is the transcendental conception. However, due to our lack of qualification, we cannot see his form or his beauty by our eyes, because he has entered the eternal pastimes. One meaning of samadhi is to take up complete silence. Just as Bhagavan Mukesh, by becoming Mukha Ishwar, accepts the service offered by his devotees, in the same way, when Shri Gurudev accepts silence, he accepts the service of those who have taken shelter of him. At that time, his state of samadhi and the place of his samadhi is called Samadhi Mandir. Jai Śrī Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Okay, so that's our program for today. I think we read everything else. So this completes our reading of the Remembrance and Separation series. Right. So I'll end here. We'll begin the program in Gopinath Bhavan, I think in an hour and 20 minutes. So if anybody wants to watch that, I think you could go to the Gopinath Bhavan YouTube Facebook page. They'll probably start it during Harikatha, all the devotees' qualifications. And today they're having a huge festival in the Faridabad Radha Madhav Gaudiya Math. Yeah, massive festival. Many people are traveling to there from Vrindavan. We'll have a small program here in Gopinath Bhavan. Right, Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Sachinandan, Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Haridasa Thakur, Haridasa, Haridasa Thakur, Haridasa. Jaya Sapashara Gora Hari, Sapashara Jaya Gora Hari. Jai Sapashara Srila Prabhupada, Sapashara Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī, Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī. Jai Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī, Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī. Jaya Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī, Bhakti Pragyāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī, Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī. Jai Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nayananath Ju ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Srila Param Gurudev ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Swapasha Ji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gan ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Bindadevi ki Jai. Jai Shri Jai Nityananda Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashita Shishimad Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. The dear Shubha Tirava Titi ki Jai. The Viraha Mahotsav being performed in all places in the world ki Jai. Jai Shila Jai Nityalala Pravishra Shila Bhakti Ballabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishra Shila Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishra Shila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishra Shila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhara Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. All the associates of Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Jai Shri Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. The festival of Srila Haridas Thakur Samadhi ki Jai. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Granthar Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha. Krishna Bhakti Pradade Satyavataya Namo Namaha. Pancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees, Niri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Champak Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Lalita Didi, and I'm just checking on YouTube and Facebook. My God, I had it closed this whole time. Wait, there's still comments there. Haribo, Vidyalalasa Didi, Ganga Mataji, Krishnamaya Didi, Manjari Didi, and all the other devotees watching right now. I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, and all other devotees. Dandavat pranams, and also pranams to all devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi and everybody else. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, Jai. Hari Bol.